Welcome back, everybody. I'm Tom Vasel, and today I'd like to introduce these two. I'm going to let them introduce themselves. Who are you guys?
Jonathan Hagmaier. I'm chair of the board of the World Series of Board Gaming.
Hopefully you know me, Stephen Bonacore, the Podfather of Gaming. And why am I even here, John?
You're on the board of directors.
I'm on the board of directors for the World Series of Board Gaming.
Want to be clear, that's the only reason.
The only reason I've been invited to this entire event.
No other.
Well, you're not just on the board. You actually are kind of overseeing the whole
just try to make sure we run it correctly, grow the event, make it the best possible experience for everyone.
And we're here to make sure that everybody out there understands what it's about, because I think there's a lot of people out there that don't really understand. Well, World Series of Board Gaming, what are you guys doing? So,
so
take us away.
So, we started out with crowning the greatest board gamer in the world. We give out a $25,000 grand prize for that, a 16-ring tournament. And then it's turned into, think of it now as not only the main event, but whether you lose in the first round or keep winning, there's events going on now all the way to midnight to win prizes and different games and different type of things. But the main event itself is 16 ring events, what we call ring games. And those lists are on our website, WSBGVegas.com, and it's just a fun event. It's really fun and competitive.
Well, let's talk about the main ring. So there's 16 games. So how does that work?
Games.
I want to play. How would I do that?
So what would you do? You would buy a ticket. You can play in. There's 4 ring events a day for 4 days, and you can play in one ring event each day. Anything from Azul to Great Western Trail, and there's four different games each day, and then if you win one of those games, you win a ring, and you win a $3,000 ring.
$3,000 ring.
It's a beautiful ring.
It's engraved on one side with the name of the game
it looks like
you
a
won.
Super Bowl ring. Actually,
and has the year, of course, and the other side the sponsor of the ring.
Yep.
So it looks amazing.
And then we have 16 winners. Those 16 winners then go to the semifinals. So on the last night, after the 16th game is played, we then we have a semifinals. And basically, just to do it this way, there's 4 tables of 4, and at each table, you've each won the 4 people have each won a game. Those 4 games come out of the mix, and we randomly pick what your semifinal game is, and that table has to play one of those other 12 games the next morning at 9 a.m.
We're ensuring that nobody has an immediate advantage. I mean, they hopefully they know the game, but they didn't win that game.
Yep. And then the finals, after the semifinals are immediate. The 4 winners come in. We take out all the games they have won. They get to veto a game privately, which most of them veto the same game. And then we randomly, Tom, you picked it this year, randomly pick in the bag, and this year was Splendor, and they went in and played for $25,000 for Splendor.
Think about that concept for a moment. They played Splendor, one game, winner took home $25,000 cash.
Yeah, second took $10,000.
Took home a $6,000 bracelet as the world champion of 2023 of board gaming. And of course, they'd already won the $3,000 ring. So in total, we're giving away almost $200,000 in prizes.
Yeah, this year with the additions we've done to what we've listened to, the changes from our players, we're trying to we want to get to about 35 to 40% of the players win something when they're there, so it's a great value for them, and anywhere from games to $50 coupon off your tickets, all the way up to $25,000.
And you mentioned that there's going to be competitions and general fun gaming throughout the entire day from 9 a.m. till midnight, but say you got into the first tournament of the day and you got knocked out in the first round. I played Ticket to Ride, I got knocked out. I'm the best player, I know that. What can you do then?
And what's great now is throughout the day, if you lose in the first round now, we have what we call outer ring events. We have companies that want to put forth games that are really great games that to be considered for next year for the national championships or whatever. Those tournaments go on in the afternoon. You lose in that. At night from 3 o'clock to 6:30, we now have the Phoenix tournaments. These are tournaments
Rise from the ashes.
Everybody who lost in the first round of their games that day can buy in. If you win 2 games, you'll win $200. And so it gives everybody a good chance. I get to play my game again, and I get to win cash.
You know you're amazing at it, so you play it again, and if you can win two,
and then if I lose that,
win.
all the national championships are running from 8 to midnight. De Vere ran Red Cathedral last year. The winner went to Essen, fully paid. And this year they're going to do 2 national championships, one North American qualifier for Red Cathedral, and they're going to run a White Castle one, and they're giving away 16 total prizes from coupons off at the World Series to a trip to Essen. So that's one announcement. We'll have other announcements going on.
I want a quick rundown. These are the 16 games that you mentioned. We have Wingspan, Great Western Trail, Ticket to Ride, Heat, Arc Nova, Brass Birmingham, Lost Ruins of Arnak, Ra, Earth, Dune Imperium, Acquire, Azul, Terraforming Mars, Castles of Burgundy, Cascadia, and Splendor.
Yep.
Now,
The new ones for this year are Earth, Lost Ruins of Arnak, and Heat.
And now let's make note that none of these games are publishers or people paying to have them there.
Yeah,
There's a committee that is selecting what are arguably some of the greatest games, most popular and greatest games of what are being played right now. So, and every year we cycle out 3 games approximately, right? And this year we did three
So every
games.
day there's a heavy game, there's a mid game, there's a light game, and there's a wild card game.
Right.
And we do that every day. And every year we look at how many players came into playing games. Should we take them out? Should we not? We don't have to replace games. That is not a must. But this year we decided to replace 3 of those games. And a lot comes into what do you guys love out there? What do you want to compete in? All the players. And so Heat and Earth and Lost Ruins of Arnak came in.
They also do a good job. And so let's say you're like, oh, I can only play 1 game per day.
Right.
I like playing heavier Euro games.
Right.
Well, they have them split up so that you can do it
You'll
that
play
way.
those if you wanted to play those every day. You could. You
Right.
could play in the World Series. You can buy a 4-game ticket. A 4-game ticket and stay and play right now. It's the cheapest you're going to get it. It's an early bird special. It's $1,000, and that sounds like a lot of money. But when you go to any convention, that $1,000 includes a $475 ticket to get into the World Series, plus 4 nights at a hotel in Las Vegas, which without our discount can run you $400 a night. We have a great discount. That's almost about $150 a night, $165 a night. But with the discount now with the early bird special, if you go on now, buy your ticket, you not only get that, but you go into a drawing to win $400 in cash when you get there. You can have a celebrity dinner with 3 celebrities. You can pick any 3 people you want to have dinner. We're going to send you to the Bedford as you doing your own
I'm
celebrity
picking
dinner.
Brad Pitt. And
You're gonna pick Stephen Bonnick or Jon Hagmaier. I think.
Yeah, so
Maybe. Maybe not.
there's a lot going on right now, and then we'll have some more announcements in January of new
there's
things
also
happening.
open gaming.
A beautiful. We have a great partnership with Dice Tower West. Wonderful library. They have an open gaming area. We have a beautiful open gaming area.
You're playing on great tables too. A lot of the tables are from Game Theory
yep,
Tables,
yep.
which is a Las Vegas company. They make them the most high
Beautiful,
quality
and they
tables,
bring
and they
them
have
in.
them all over the open gaming area.
And then this year too, when I talk about prizes, Chip Theory is one of our major sponsors, and they're really pushing this year towards really focusing on the players. So they want to make sure that they have a gift bag this year that's really going to have a lot of stuff in there for players of value because you come to the World Series. And on top of that, they're building out a prize area to build up more and more prizes. Just really, we have great sponsors who really think about the players themselves.
All right, I got a question here. Someone wants to know, will it ever be held in Europe, or are you going to stay in America, or are you staying in Vegas?
Yeah, that's a great question. For right now, it'll stay in Vegas for sure the next 3 years. But to answer that in the sense of would we have a European qualifier, absolutely. That is a progression of expansion.
Right. We've actually had interest from someone in Asia
had,
already.
Yeah, we've already had contact from
there's
Asia.
been discussions.
Yep.
So who knows?
Well, the first winner was actually
Han Shi Li. Yep.
from China.
Yep.
The first 2 winners were
The second was from
non-Americans.
Canada.
Yeah,
Right, but
yeah.
from China originally, I believe.
Well, Angela Tao, yes.
We have the video of her as well.
Yeah, this is a great. People ask. This is a great question, and Roy, before you play that, is everybody asks, well, what if I'm not good enough? Well, if I'm not this or that? I'm telling everybody that is listening to this right now that every winner will look at you and say, I didn't win the game I thought I could win. I didn't win the game that I thought I was good at. Angela Tao, who won this, never played in a competitive tournament. up to this point. And this is what she said when she won. She won $25,000.
Thank you, everybody. This is very surreal for me. So people know me by Angela, but I decided to sign up for WSBG using my legal name because I was joking to a friend. They probably need my legal name if they're gonna write me a check. So jokes do become true. My BGA ELO points for Splendor is 100. I'm not lying. Last night, my friend Lawson and Brent were practicing with me, and they told everything you're doing is wrong. You're not supposed to build any level 1 card. And when I was making those power moves today, I was like, Lawson and Brent, you must be so proud of me. I hope you're watching. To all the female players out there, every one of you is smart enough, analytical enough, and strategic enough, and throat-cutting enough to win any light, medium, or heavy board games. You can do it.
Yeah, that was great.
Well, I mean, there's nothing to say beyond that. She said it, and she proved it, and anyone can come and not only win a competitive game, but I guarantee you will have fun the whole time, whether you lose in the first round, whether you open game.
I'm there for you.
Yeah.
If that happens, I'll play in the open games with you.
I know, right? And Tom's there. The whole team's there. We have a lot of great. That's another thing. We have a lot of great people.
And we've mentioned that there's so many. You get knocked out in the first round or the second round of one of the ring events. You could get into a Phoenix event later on. You can get into the outer ring tournaments. You can play the open gaming, and we have entertainment events at night. So we're creating an entire experience here. It's a gamer retreat of ways. I mean, we know about the Dice Art Retreat was an amazing thing. This is a gamer experience that we're creating for people.
I think there's a great question there on, or do we use the base game or do we use the expansions?
I was just about to ask that.
Yep, that'll be on the website when you go up to sign up. You'll see exactly. Shane McBee and the team will have up there the description of which game we're going to use for.
It's usually just the base game.
Right.
Usually.
And some of them specifically, I'll mention Terraforming Mars, they use Prelude because everybody plays with Prelude.
Right,
so for instance, there's some specific ones that they add one of the expansions because it makes sense.
So you've heard of Terraforming Mars?
I know that game. I think I might have played it
Someone
once.
asked here, is there a certain ratio of luck to strategy when we consider the games? And I say we because they talk to me about it, but I don't make
Sure.
the final calls. I just
Right,
give
but Tom
advice.
Tom is part of the decision making in general regarding the games because we solicit expert opinions.
For a game
Tom,
to
I
be
hate to say this,
considered.
you're a gaming expert, so you help us out. Thank you very much.
We have a
Save that clip.
Save that clip. But
Yeah,
so
we
we go
have
for
a
strategy games essentially.
Yeah. So what basically, I want you to think of it this way: the whole process starts with, are we going to remove, and if we do, which ones will we replace? Now, keep in mind, as Angela just said, you have a light, medium, and heavy. So if we remove a heavy, we have to replace it with a heavy. So what's the next popular heavy?
Right.
Once we get through all of that, Shane and the team go through a very rigorous algorithmic. BGG is involved with all the ratings. There's what's going on. Is it a popular game? Is it a new game? Is it a new taken off? And then we have a committee, as we did this year. We had Starla and Tom, and then Paula Deming and Bonnick Stephen. They review what we did, and then they'll come back and make suggestions. And it just goes through a process, and then we come up with the 16 games, and we go from there. And we'll do the same process next year. There's nothing a publishing company can do except for make a great game.
And games go out, but that's just a sheer numbers game. If a lot
That's
of
it.
people don't go into a tournament,
Yeah.
you know.
100%. We'll remove the bottom ones first because
Right.
they're just not as popular.
Right.
People didn't want to play in those. Those
Right.
would come out. Something of similar nature will get
Right.
put in its place.
And some tournaments, like you mentioned, a 2-player tournament was harder to run in this
Correct.
kind of setting.
Yep.
So
So
we
we
didn't-
tested it.
we
Remember,
tested
we
it.
all wanted to test it and see how it would be. So now we're looking at bringing in invitationals that whether it's war gaming or that'll be playing right before the World Series starts. So Saturday and Sunday, we'll have some announcements of that coming in. What those are going to be. And then we have some open gaming, but it also comes to you're coming to compete at some level. If I'm an open gamer, I'm going to play in at least one one national championship or one outer ring. If I'm an outer ring player, I can play in all the outer ring and all the national championships and open game. And if I'm a World Series player, I can play in 1, 2, 3, 4, and I can play in all those other things too. That's what's covered in your cost. This goes back to a great value. You're going to, at all times, have a chance to win some form of a prize, some form of that accolade.
And I think we're aiming to have 40% of the people actually take home some prize.
That's the goal. And also, we have World Series rankings coming out this year.
All the rankings.
So 2023, you'll see the World Series rankings. If you want to know who 1, 2, and 3, and 4 are, that's easy. You just go on.
1, 2, 3, 4 will be the final
Yuka
table,
being
people.
4, yeah, and Scott being 3, and Andrew being 2, and Angela being 1. That's no one care who you are. But there'll be rankings from the 2023, and then in May we'll add in the 20 where we have to work through all the wins. And so the goal is to really focus on the players, to really have Dice Tower Network, you're coming out this year and doing all of your content during the
whole
week.
team is coming out. Yeah, we're going to be doing all of our content from
The World Series.
From the World Series.
Yep.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, so the focus is on the players. And so
someone
we're
asked,
excited.
how is king making and or collusion prevented or penalized? First of all, if you're a cheater, don't come. But
Number one.
collusion's almost impossible because you randomize the tables everyone's
We do, we do, and we've had husbands and wives sitting at tables that they've actually asked could they be moved, and we actually have done that. You know, we do. There's a very, I will say, the team has been praised by every player on how this has been run. We had one accusation in 2 years of cheating. We did a full monitoring of the person didn't win, but still that could affect others. But we monitored it. We didn't find it. The point of that is we spend a lot of time, money, and effort to make it the best possible tournament for you that is fair. But it's not about stopping cheating. It's when it does happen, how do we deal with that and how do we make it right for everyone else? And we work really hard at that. Shane and the team really work hard at that.
Cody asks, if you win your entry game and you make it to the next round with a random game from the things, is there time to teach, or is there time for someone to teach you and learn that game?
So if I win an entry game,
so let's say you go in and you play Catan, and then randomly like, hey, guess what? You're playing Burgundy, and you're like, oh,
you're talking about in the semifinals.
Yes.
So the semifinals, you'll have 9 hours to learn that game, and let me be clear, all 16 players practiced for 9 hours, and we had BGA this year. If you haven't gone on to BGA, you absolutely have to. They donated and to help out all the semifinalists and their friends and the finalists, and they just did a great job from a sponsorship perspective. But they practiced those games together for 9 hours, didn't go to sleep, and got in the semifinals and played. They're random games. There are players who had never played in those games that ended up winning in the semifinals, making the finals. Now the finals, you have 5 minutes. When Tom Vasel pulls that out, we are walking in and playing for $25,000, whether you know how to play it or not.
But at that point, you're probably going to need to have known a lot of the games. But
if
you will.
I'm still amazed though that competitors, and this happens every time, are teaching their competitors games. It's so very impressive.
Yeah, absolutely.
It really is. I mean, the sport. I said that from the moment that I got there in 22, that the spirit of competition, of sportsmanship, was so high the entire time. Everyone is friendly to each other and actually help each other with the learning of the games, with the practicing of games, and even during the actual competition.
Yeah, and I would say this to anybody out there is if you're coming to be competitive, to win, and to do all you can to do that, and to be kind to others, you're the ones we want there.
Yeah.
But if you're coming to, you can't handle losing because, and I say that coming from a family of 5 boys, that, that's not who we want. We are building an atmosphere that is competitive, but is absolutely fun. It's fun all the time. We have some great events going on all the time. So we try to get the real competitive people have a great chance at winning something. The people that are kind of competitive but they just love being there have everything else that they would want to have there.
Right. Why don't we mention the way to go and get tickets, but also that we're running this 3-star draw right now. So first of all, you go to WSBGVegas.com. That's the website where you can purchase the tickets, and you can purchase it in multiple different categories, from the big one, the 4-game stay and play, to just 4 games. Maybe you're local and you want to get a hotel somewhere else, or a 3-game, or a 2, or a 1, etc. But now, if you purchase before January 1st, you get into a special drawing. John, how about that? You know?
Yeah, the special drawing itself is 3 things. It's the one is a full. You can have your ticket, whatever you bought, fully comped. So if you bought and if you buy a stay and play right now before January 1, you go in twice for the drawing. So you would get a little bit over $1,000 fully comped. And then you get $400 in cash when you get there. Right when you get there, we give you $400 in cash to spend in Vegas. That's the second drawing. And then the third drawing is the VIP dinner, which we have a lot of designers, VIPs, special guests. I don't even care if you want to take 3 of your friends.
Take 3 of your friends, or pick 3 of the VIPs.
Yeah, who are your 3 VIPs? You don't
take
have to
Tom and me, and we'll fight the whole time.
There's about 100 guys before these guys. But what I'm saying.
Fair enough.
So go ahead.
So someone was asking about some of the logistics of the cameras. You know, can we put scores and screens? I think we should do a shout out to Chris
George,
who's actually in the chat right now. He's
Chris George is just unbelievable.
WSBG,
really
something like that. I don't know what his exact handle is.
Chris is. We're actually going to go to streaming 2 finals every night now instead of 1 next year. The cameras themselves are placed in such a way where we can catch pretty much every angle. The last thing we're going to do, and we're trying to talk to Game Theory tables, if we can have one special table on some of the finals to have cameras like they do at the World Series, you know, where we can see.
That might happen.
Not sure about that. That's going to be a little bit of engineering work.
George might.
I bet he'll do it for us.
Yeah,
I think he's going to do it.
I don't know. But the point of that is we're trying to make once again, showcasing the players. You know, when the rankings come out, and that's another thing, Tom, we've talked about. In the morning, you get on the Dice Tower Network, and you can watch what we'd like to. I like to have the pundits here pick the top 10 players of the day. Who do we think's going to win? You know, from all of their accolades, and everybody fills out their bios, and let's just start showcasing people. And I'd like to know, you know, who's going to be the next Angela Tao, you know, who's going to be the next Hanshi Lee, and it can be any one of you out there can do it.
And they're also both coming back, so
yeah, they are.
Their repeat.
Now that Vancouver group, though, that gaming group has now sent 2 people. 1 and 22, 1 and 23 to the final table. That's a pretty good.
That's a pretty good gaming group.
Someone asked how many people have shown up.
Yeah, that's a great question. So we had the first year we had about 300 paid tickets, and then the second year we had about 700 paid tickets, of which most of those are in the World Series. And then this last year we had some out-of-ring tickets that we sold. With Dice Throne did the National Championship, DeVere did the Red Cathedral National Championship.
And there was easily another 300-400 people playing in the open game.
Yeah. It was just So we this year we're
running twice, 2 times on current tickets.
Right now we're running. We're 2 times ahead where we were, and we'll probably be 3 times by the end of the year. So it's growing, and I will say again, get on, even if you're considering it, to the hotels. It's just such a great value and a great price right now, but there's only so many hotel rooms that we could lock up. So.
Well, there's a question here. What made you come up with the concept to start this in the first place?
Yeah, it was really interesting. That's a great question. So Justin Thompson, who
was the owner or president of
was the PresCon owner, yeah, but he sold that to Kim. He had an idea of kind of what a World Series looked like with the convention, and kind of had some ideas on that. And then we all got together, investors invested in it, and they asked me to kind of step in and kind of oversee it. And then from that point, we built it out into, well, once again, we're not going to be a convention. That's just not going to happen. This is the place to come compete. And so we've built that. We figured out the 16 games, how the World Series would actually work. And then from there, we listened to all of our players each year of what to change. We added rings to national championships, to the Phoenix tournaments. Phoenix tournament's going to be a blast this year, just a blast. So where everybody can come right back into their favorite game and win 2 games, win $200. So,
DJ Dan wants to know which game was the most signed up. to compete?
Great question.
That was, I think Chris is on right now too.
Let me take a quick look.
I think it was Wingspan was the number one.
Wingspan
and
Terraforming Mars were neck and neck, but Wingspan was definitely number one.
Yeah, Wingspan absolutely is in there. And then if we have, one of the things that happened last year, because some of those are 4-game, 5-game, because the number of players determine how we have to run the first round. We will announce a week when we shut down the sales for that year, for the 2024. We'll announce, unless people don't show up. Currently, the number, this will be a 4-player game or 5-player game, so you guys get another couple weeks of practice at that level. So,
can people attend to play in just the open gaming or the outer rings?
So we're working on the outer ring ticket. You can buy an outer ring ticket. We're working on an open gaming ticket, but that you also compete in one national championship or one outer ring. And so we'll be announcing some of those partnerships with, once again, Dice Tower West and us looking at a partnership we'll announce it in January.
All right, sorry, I don't know the next question already. I wasn't expecting it. So let's talk about the competition level there, right? So people are like, I'm not really great at games,
Right.
or I don't know that I can
Right.
compete on this level. Should
Right.
I come anyway?
Right.
I would, from my end of things, if you want to play a game on a high level, it's fun to do that. Even if you lose, it's not like they kick you out of the con. There's still plenty of things to do all day.
All day.
And but also, I found people have been very pleasant, and we've seen people come in not expecting to win. Like the very first year, the guy, I forget his name, who won Catan.
Won Catan the first year.
Yeah, he came in. He wasn't expecting to win.
It was from Vancouver. It was from
The Vancouver group.
Yeah, oh my
I
gosh,
should remember his
my
name.
He
mind.
Sorry.
came in saying he wasn't expecting to
it'll come
win,
up.
and
Yeah.
then won the whole thing.
Yeah, won the whole. Right, he made it to the final table. Yeah,
He
made
made
it to
the-
the final table.
Yeah, and so that was it was fun to watch
Yeah, it
stuff
was
like
his
that
birthday.
happen.
Yeah, it was. That was. I remember the whole. My mind just went blank on that. But
So the whole-
Chris will probably pop it up there for.
As we've been saying, there's so many things to do all day. It's almost like while it's not a structured.
Brent Jekyll.
Brent.
There you go.
It was Brent. And Brent played with Angela in Vancouver. They're in the same gaming group.
Oh my God.
Then that was on. Brent's story that year was just amazing. There's just some great stories. His daughter and Luca's daughter, her son, and there was just some great stories. Hanshi, when we talk about diversity is many things. And Hanshi and I, we've talked a lot, and he's tried to help. There's the language barrier with people. It's hard. It's not easy. Here's a guy who really worked through a lot of that, and they're really trying to push their podcasting. And so, yeah, it's pretty cool.
I want to mention again the Phoenix tournaments. Like you say you play a 4-game ticket. Those are your 4 favorite games, and let's say you lose in the first or second round in every one of those 4 games, which some people it's going to happen. You don't make it. You don't win. You still want to play that game because you are good at it. You just didn't have good luck. You get into the Phoenix tournament, you'll play it again. Now, those Phoenix tournaments are only going to be 16 players, right? We're going to have 16 player brackets. You play that,
Right.
and for an extra small amount,
Yeah,
$25.
If you're in the World Series, it's $25.
And then you get to the end, you can win
Two
$200.
games.
$200. We win 2 games.
Yeah, so
$200.
just an example, let's just say there's 96 people coming out losing in the first round of a tournament.
Right.
And they all want to play, then what we will have 6 16-game tournaments, player tournaments, randomly chosen, but you win 2 games, you win $200. You will have 6 $200 winners now. So have more chances. It's just more chances for you to have victory. It's just fun to. I know people say, maybe I'm not that competitive. I would say to everybody that it's okay to have fun and be competitive. There's nothing wrong with that at all. So,
Someone asked us are we allowed to enter the competitions? Yes.
who's we?
The Dice Tower staff.
Yeah.
No.
Yes, but we
No.
won't.
Yeah, no, he's allowed.
He's
though.
allowed?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Doesn't
yeah.
matter. I just won't.
He
It
just
doesn't
won't.
matter.
No.
I don't want you in.
I'm there to. First of all, it'll be embarrassing for me.
That's
You'll
true.
all see me play live,
That is
okay?
absolutely true.
But secondly, we're going to be busy doing other stuff, and we're trying to get some people here, maybe from the area, to come in and play some games, and definitely, if we have
Okay.
time, we'll play games with people outside the tournaments.
Oh,
There's a chance.
absolutely.
Okay, so I have to mention this anecdote. So last year, I was already on the board and invested. This year, this past 3 months ago when we ran it, I entered into an outer ring of Vegas Showdown, and I came in second.
Right.
And no one here in this room or listening is going to say, "Oh, Bonacore, what a great competitive gamer he is." No. Most people say, "Bonacore,
yes,
you're really
survey
bad."
says yes,
Nobody
correct.
says that. I did that, and then I won Crokinole tournament. Now this was not even an
This
outer
is
ring.
not-
we have a
this is
sponsor
not-
there
yeah, this is
that was
not-
running singles
So
tournaments.
when it comes to the main event or the second chance tournament, anything from that type of prize
Right.
isn't that. There's no board member.
No, we're not eligible for the
family
big
member.
stuff.
Dice Tower, they don't.
Doesn't
they're-
matter.
Right. They're
We're
not
including
playing.
the Dice Tower.
I want
in
to
that.
play you in Crokinole and destroy you. Come on.
Oh, that sort of thing. Those outer things, that's different. That's,
The only
those are
rule,
silly
the
fun
only rule
things
we
to do.
have is no employee, no family member, no board directors or shareholder.
My point
can
was,
play.
I'm not a particularly great gamer, and I won some stuff. It was just so much fun.
I found that out yesterday. Now that I'm 1-0 versus Bonacore.
If you watch the video of,
thank you.
What was
I
the
will
game
be
called?
retired. I will be retired undefeated.
You're playing 2 more games with us today.
Well, I'll be 3-0 and then I'll retire. But anyway, are you in the staff?
unbelievable.
No, nope. We are not allowed to play in the World Series. So no
I just got a
immediate
text.
family members.
I just said, my friend Marion, thank you. She goes, "What a great competitive gamer you are." She knows
lying.
I'm not.
Yeah.
Someone wants to know, will we ever see co-op games in the World Series?
Well, no, by definition we can't, right?
yeah.
I mean, really, we
Yeah,
can't.
just-
That wouldn't. I mean, if there-
Pandemic did a weird tournament in the past where everyone played simultaneously, but it doesn't fit in this
Yeah,
category.
it doesn't really fit with what we're
now
doing.
come and play some open gaming, of your favorite.
When we start the
cooperative games.
invitational portion of this,
Yeah.
when we start adding more invitationals, so there's the main event World Series, the Outer Ring, the Phoenix tournaments, the national championships, and then we're going to start building in invitationals. But those are great. We just talked about on one day doing invitational of the Dice Tower Network Hall of Fame 110, where we randomly pick out of the 110 games which game you play every round. Just stuff like that. Those are the type of places we can go with it, and we can not only do we can bring people from all over the world. We had 15 countries represented last year at the World
At the
Series.
final table, we're playing for $25,000. We had Angela from Canada, currently from Canada, and we had Yuka from Finland.
From Finland.
Of the 4 players.
Yep.
So a very international and a very diverse, generally, group. It was really amazing.
Oh yeah. Mateus and Tom doing Arc Nova, the final.
How great was that, having
And
Matthias?
I think Andrew
Viggy?
won that. I think Andrew.
He won Arc Nova.
won
And a lot of
that,
people
yeah.
mention Matthias, and that's great. If you're a designer of any of the 16 games and you want to come and comment, we'll
Be a
allow
comment
it.
with us.
Call us.
We're more than welcome to
Gladly
come.
allow
We'd love to have you. Love to have you.
But he did a great job, and like I said, there's a lot of people there. They talk about they'll talk strategy outside there, someone
Will
was
it be
asking here.
simulcast? Yes.
Well, we're going to be streaming it on YouTube, and because that's what we've done before, it has worked really well. Chris runs the streaming thing, does a great job. Roy here was helping him out, doing a great job, and we just sat there and did it. We had a lot of commentators on the things, and like we said, we're going to be adding more stuff. We're going to be streaming more games, but we're also going to stream other things. Like you said, we'll do stuff in the morning.
Interviews
We might do a
and-
few things in the afternoon. We need to eat at some point, but we'll have a full slate from that week of stuff going on.
Yeah. Player interviews, I think, is the next place that we go with people that have won at tables, lost at tables,
Right.
just to get reactions and stuff like that. So it's just been a lot of fun. And I will tell you, and if you are going to come, you need to learn the 11 clap. And anybody who was there would tell you that you have to learn. You have to learn the 11 clap. When somebody does something great, they get an 11 clap from everybody. And
What is that?
Oh my gosh,
11,
here he goes.
That's right. Listen, I'm going to tell you. This is what makes things fun. You guys are telling you, this is what makes things fun. So if we say 11 clap on 3, 1, 2, 3, it's 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. And then you do that.
He's trained me well.
When you get 500 people, 700 people doing that at one time, it's pretty freaky. It's cool. It's cool.
John at 7 a.m. in the morning sometimes.
Listen, when
is
you're
a
a
ball
teacher,
of energy at this
when I was a
thing. It's
teacher of
crazy.
at-risk kids, nobody believed in them, and we brought that in there. That was our thing, and we passed that on. I watched kids transform their lives, and I say that, and it sounds corny, but I've watched some World Series players. This is the one time and one place that they really, really got to shine and I would say nobody made fun of them and nobody put them down and nobody did this. At this place, you come to bring the best you can, and we celebrate that together. We celebrate that as a family, and we just have the best time possible.
Also, so all the finals were recorded. They weren't all
Yep.
commentated live. So they're going up on the Dice Tower channel.
Yeah, about every week or 2 weeks. Chris
Yeah, in
is
fact,
having
one of them
those.
coming up, Chris mentioned, is the Dune Imperium with designer Paul Denon doing the commentary on that.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
So,
That was nice.
Yep. So what we do is next year we'll have. This year we had one each night was live streamed and commentated. Next year will be 2 each night, and then Chris comes back around and does commentary. We record everything, all the
everything,
finals. Then we
multiple
put
cameras.
Yep,
This is
yep,
like ESPN
yep.
Sports Center.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah,
like,
it's all
funny
day
I
long.
mention those
all day
guys.
long. Yep.
Or ESPN DT.
ESPN Dice Tower, yeah.
I don't know.
Dice Tower
I'm
sponsored
going to get a
by.
phone call right now. They're like, do
Yeah.
not use our letters again.
Any
So it starts on Sunday.
starts on Sunday, September 22nd, and that's the first day of the tournament. And so it goes Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Those are 4 games each day. And then I gave you the schedule there of from the morning starts the first round to the Outer Rings to the Phoenix tournaments to the national championships. And then Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then Thursday morning is the semifinals, and Thursday afternoon is the finals. And then we do a big presentation, as you saw with Angela, and people still there. And yeah, it was really a lot of fun. So.
Right, and so then Thursday things, but it's going on all the time. You said it starts at like
constant.
7 in the morning. There are people there going to, I don't know, late at night.
7 to midnight. Now with the partnership we're making with Dice Tower West, their library, they're going to keep that thing open longer also now.
Oh, they are?
Yeah. So it gives people more of a chance to
Not going to argue. It's a good library.
It's not a good
It's a-
library.
not a
Tom.
bad
It's
li-
It's a great
excellent library.
Those guys, you guys, they've just done a great job with it. And anybody who's been to Dice Tower West and anybody knows them, they're just good people that really, really try to make an event.
Well, Scotty says here, if I were to win the main event, I'd gladly donate the $25K to Tom for an updated and much-needed wardrobe shopping spree.
Guys, Scott, I would
Oh,
tell
wow.
You, Scott, you
what?
might have to win consecutive World Series to get that guy in. I'm just saying.
Oh, that was snarky.
I'm
I
just
love
saying. The great thing about this is
it. I think you're a snappy dresser, Tom. I don't know what's going on.
Man,
and what's
you're my
great is
fantastic guy,
Scott. I would tell
25,000.
you, Scott, you can actually come and win that. You could. I don't know if
You
Tom
know
would
what?
hold you accountable.
We should-
but you can absolutely come and
Yeah,
win.
take a
write
poll.
that name down, because if he does win, that's
You're
happening.
gonna collect.
Like you said, we're going clothes shopping.
Scott, if you come in to play, you'll be on the top 10 list every morning to win because we're all hoping. We're just going to be hoping.
Yeah, we had a lot of great people helping this year. Different people doing the things, and they're going to be announcing who's coming in and various people.
Yeah.
but-
We'll start. Yep, we'll have that out by. We would like to get that done by February 15th. Danielle Strandling has become part of the World Series, and Danny is
Standring.
Standring.
You
yeah.
never pronounce her
I
name
never
right.
pronounce her name
There
right.
was also-
Standring.
There
She's
was
just
other
say Danny.
events that were
She's
happening
awesome.
too.
What's
there
that?
was other events. There
Yeah,
was
so
a
Danny's
comedy
putting
show
up. Yep,
and other things. So,
So we have
that's-
evening events every night.
Comedy shows,
that
game
she has set up.
shows.
Yep.
Wonderful things.
In fact, one of the major, I'll say Chip Theory again is one of the major sponsors for the evening shows for everyone. And Danny's just done a wonderful job with the special guests, VIPs, bringing different groups in. I think Shut Up and Sit Down, they're coming back. Of course, Dice Tower Network, and then others. So yeah, it's just the whole thing is about how can we make everybody's experience from the most competitive
Right.
person to I don't know if I really want to compete or not, but to give them the chance to compete to see if it's something they really want to do. So.
I mean, I'm not sure how long we have here, but I want to definitely leave with telling them about the website. And do you need a code to get that deal? It's early bird? Is that what that code
Yeah,
is?
it's an early bird code. It's not. It's right now. You can go on, and there's a discount for every ticket, and for every stay and play. This is when you can get your best.
So you go
discount.
to WSBG
Vegas.
WSBGVegas.com, and you can see all the packages and all the ways you can do it. You use the code EARLYBIRD, and you're going to get a discount on any one of those packages. And it's never going to be cheaper than right now. This is the cheapest it's going to be. It's going to go up after January 1st.
Well, they go to regular pricing.
Can you hand me
Won't
those
be a
papers in
discount.
front of you?
And Tom needs papers. Okay.
Well, yeah,
Yes,
because I
Tom.
also want to mention. No, right now we have that contest.
Oh, yeah,
it's
you
very
have
There's a
important.
contest
contest
too.
here where you can win a voucher for one of the events that's worth $275. All you have to do is email us at contest@dicetower.com. And in the subject line, you need to put WSBG. By the way, if you forget the name of the website, it's really, you just type in World Series of Board Gaming. It
It'll
does
come
pop up
up.
first search
Right.
in
First
Google.
search.
But I don't see how you'd forget WSBG World
Vegas.
Series. WSBG
Vegas.
Vegas.
I'm just saying, I never remember anything. I just type it in Google.
Yes.
But anyway, so we're going to give out one of those to a random entry. Just enter that, give us your address, tell us who you are, and tell us your favorite game too. Why not?
Why not?
Early bird at checkout.
When
Use the
are you
code.
going to draw that?
That is a fantastic question. It
It's
will
in
be after
January.
this ends. I don't remember exactly.
Don't know
when.
exactly when, but
Well,
thanks
we'd love
everybody.
Yeah,
for-
we'd love to have you, and we.
By the way, you have seen John here at his most
Calm.
sedate. I
Oh my
have
God!
never seen him.
Actually,
this
I'm like,
calm
did you
in
not have
my
enough coffee this
life.
morning?
What's that?
You didn't have enough coffee, I guess.
He's
I
on
like to-
camera, so
I'm
he's
not
being
trying to be
modest.
cool.
He's trying-
Listen,
he is not
I
this
grew up
cool.
in
He's so
I grew up in the
enthusiastic.
Arthur Fonzarelli area, so just
Tom's
trying to be a little
nickname
cool.
for John is Jovial John.
Jovial John. Boy,
He's-
I've never
he's-
been called Husky before, but anyway.
I don't think you understand what jovial means.
Well, I think of Santa Claus when I think jovial.
What Santa Claus is jovial?
I know, but that's what I think about.
You're like
I
the
know what
I
jovial
call
happiest-
you
means.
Jelly Belly John.
I'll take.
John is the
you know, thank you.
happiest, most energetic person, and it's infectious when you're there because he gets on stage and he just rallies the crowds, and we all just have a great time around his energy. So you'll get to hang out and
Thank you,
see
man.
this. No,
Jolly
it's true.
awesome.
I'm not saying it because I'm sitting here. Tom will completely vouch for everything I'm saying right
agree.
now. Finally, you agree with Bonica. I love that.
Yeah,
Write
and
that
it's-
down. Put that.
you
Give me the
know-
clip.
You know, in the end, if you, everybody who has attended is looking for some level of I would say joy from whether it's competing or whether it's just being around great people. But in the end, our goal is for you to walk away and say, I'll be back next year because this was one of the best investments I've made. I know we're once again our sponsors again. Some of our sponsors are building out, like what I said, the prizes, the gift bags are getting even better this year. So just from the person who just wants to show up and play in an outer ring event to national championship to the person who wants to play all 4 games, there's something for you at the World Series, and we look forward to having all of you.
All right, any final thoughts before we close this video down?
WSBGVegas.com. Check it out.
Listen, and I would tell you this: when you come to have the best time possible, and we look forward to seeing everybody there for sure.
Awesome.
All right, well, we'll see you guys in like 10 minutes at our next event going on here. We're going to be continuing on. The Fox Experiment is next.
Awesome.
And that's on our next feed, so we're going to be ending this one here. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Until next time, I'm Tom Vasel.
Jonathan Hagmaier.
Stephen Bonacor.
Have fun gaming.